Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, guys, well, this is part two. And if you want to indulge in some petty tea while nibbling on some perfect snacks, and well, the perfect snack well, I know last episode too late because I didn't mention it, but I'll probably put some hints in it because, yeah, I still haven't decorated it or whatever, but yeah, maybe chocolate covered vanilla ice cream or Oreos or I don't know, maybe you guys can give me some other thoughts and suggestions. But yeah, it's like a lot of kids used to call me Oreo back in the day. And a couple of there's a couple where I'm just like, oh, there was a couple other ones and now I can't remember them. I'll probably remember them like a week or two down the road. If I do, I'll mention it. And if you've been listening to this episode, you'll know exactly why I'm saying them. Oh, but also know I'm going to be doing a lot more politic talk and dating, well, with dating nightmares. Oh, I mean, this is kind of it has a teaspoon or a tablespoon of dating nightmare. And I'm going to be talking about it even more with part two. But yeah, there's a whole lot of things, especially with Elio from Disney, the Pixar movie and stuff. I want to do a part two because I did part one and I know it doesn't really. It was kind of maybe an easier topic and stuff, but I really want to even hit hard on like the risks that we take in our lives and how risk was a huge thing within that movie, and even self identity and being your true authentic self, understanding your objectives, your loves, your passions. And there's other things too, but that's probably going to be maybe part two of that one. But then there's other shows and documentaries I want to talk about as well, including The Biggest Loser documentary that's on Netflix. I just watched it yesterday. Only watched it one time, so I'm going to watch it a couple more times to, you know. But one thing that I really, it, I, it was perfect for me to put the puzzle pieces together was with Michaels. I think isn't that Jillian Michaels? Yeah. But watching her be a bully, because I think that's one of the reasons why I could not stand her. Like, I stopped watching that show. And, but I see the positive that it helped with this, with America and the country, but at the same time, the bad. And also how, yeah, I already started, well, I started at least another document so I can get that episode done, but I need to watch it a couple more times. But I have some really rough memories because of that show, being plus size and everything, and having a mother who she would remind me so many times, especially when that show started and came out, and how sometimes she would make me watch it because she would tell me that I was going to end up looking like those people, and how no one was ever going to want me, love me, or marry me because I was going to not only walk the way I walked, but then I was going to look like those people. And she would literally make me watch. And if I just so happen to eat dinner at the same time as that show, she would turn it on and even change it. Or if I was watching something, she would change it to that and tell me that I had to watch it while I ate to remind myself of who I was going to become. Yeah, good times, right? Good times. She even created a fat dance too. But anyway, there's so much more to say on that. But yeah, it's like I want to talk about, like, the producer was like, "Oh, I broke out in tears when I saw this note at the gym," and whatever. So, but let's just say I have so many thoughts on that documentary, and how it's like they say they had a lot of good, but they don't know how some people might need a little bit more therapy because of them, and also the way that some people see themselves is. So back to being a Oreo whatever. Now I take it as a compliment because part of me just feels like, you know what? I'm sweet. I'm a little bit chocolatey, like, or I'm one of those milk chocolate Oreos. I'm a lighter complexion or whatever. But and also when men would tell me you need to act more white or you need to go in the dictionary to look up what black means, and I'm like, oh, so that means you're highly educated too? Because I'm like, you're telling me to go to the dictionary. It's like, okay, what about just the dictionary, not the encyclopedia? And then when you know, with the websites and online and internet or whatever, I'm like, oh, is there a specific website you want me to look up? And yeah, so those are usually my comments back. I mean, there's other things depending on the moment, and sometimes I was quick on like putting them down or whatever, and because part of me is just like, if you don't like me for who I am, just leave me alone. If you don't like my authentic self, but then you want to change me so that you'll like me, like, no. But it's like years ago, it's like everyone, including my mother, was telling me that I had to change. But then I kept wondering, like, why am I not good enough? Why can't I be myself? When you're a little child, they tell you, be yourself, be your authentic self. It's like, love who you are. But while being taught that, everyone's telling me the opposite. Everyone's telling me that no one's going to love me if I'm going to be myself, if I'm going to walk my normal way, which was my normal. Like, how am I supposed to know I was born with a disability, especially when the doctors tell me it's like, you're lying about why you walk like that? You want attention, you're making it up. So then I end up getting whoopings and other physical types of trauma. Yeah, but so when it came to the horrific treatment that I was already getting and the awful things that were already being told to me, it's like then on top of that, being told that I'm an Oreo, being told that I'm a white girl wannabe, and then sometimes I'm looking at these white girls and I'm like, I'm nothing like them. And I would never try to be like, no, I don't want to be like them. But then when I wear sew-ins or wigs or whatever, people are like, you are trying to be a white girl. Why do you have this hair? Like, because I don't want to damage my afro. It's like, especially, well, and that's the funny thing. I was the one that wanted to lock my hair and or I wanted to go natural with my afro. And it's so, and that's, I don't know, it's like, it's so confusing with how I was brought up because my mother would tell me like something, because even my mother, she would tell me that I was a white girl wannabe or I'm trying to be white or whatever. But then I want to have my hair natural, I or lock my hair or whatever. But then she tells me no man's ever gonna marry you with your afro. And I know these are years ago before women were, or black women were fully accepting of their natural hair and the beauty of it. But it's like, because it was back when I was in, I think, seventh or eighth grade. No, might have been even sixth grade, where my mom was pressuring me to get relaxer. And I didn't want to. I did not want to. And but then my mom was like, no man's ever gonna marry you with your hair like that. But now years later people put me down or say I'm trying to be white for having wearing sew-ins and wigs or whatever. And I'm like, you have no idea what I've been through. And you have no idea how much I love my afro and my hair, my natural hair. And I wear these protective styles so I can protect the hair and the natural curls that I have. And then even with my MBA and my like my MA and my MBA, but the MBA really did it. because especially with all men, a lot of men don't like educated women, especially educated women that they will not tolerate a lot of the garbage these men pull. And I did with Mr. No Heart because with my undiagnosed disability, it was getting worse. And I was just trying to prove my mother wrong. Like, I can get a man. I do have a man. I had him for 7 years until I didn't want, like, oh, it's so complicated because I was trying to love him so badly. But then he kept mistreating me. But then I would go to his family members and I'm like, why is he like this? And I don't know, I can't deal with this. Oh no, he has a broken heart from his ex wife. She did him wrong. And oh, just be patient with him. You're such an amazing woman. You're so great to him. You provide him everything. You give him everything he needs. And I remember when I was like, oh no, it's like, I want the gas money back. Oh, well, no, like once he gets his act together, it's like he'll even it out. It's like you'll forget all about it. I haven't forgot about it yet. Mm-mm. And especially like you guys probably you need to watch the holiday Christmas present episode because buying a Christmas present with the money you owe me, yeah, and this is not the gas money. And even wanting and it's like see people don't understand because Meghan Markle, I am like the biggest fan of yours. I look up to like, and she'll never watch this episode, but it's like as if I get to talk to her. It's like you are an amazing role model and representative, and we like especially women like myself, girls like me, girls that are like Generation Z and A who were told you're an Oreo, you're trying to be white, you're a white girl, wanna be whatever. It's like we can look at her and see, like, and even with the projects that she does, like people are like, oh, that's too corny, that's too. I love her show. And there are things that I've been working on like for years, and well, including with my novel, there are certain things that I've been cooking and baking, trying to create the recipes and stuff. And sometimes I feel like, oh, well, I want to edit this and like tweak this. And oddly enough, there is a flour soup that I've been working on. And watching some of her episodes, it gave me ideas of how to tweak and everything. So I'm really excited. And even with season one, it's like boiling the water before you make it ice to make it like see through or the good clear ice when you add flowers and stuff to them because I was trying that with especially with my Grim Reaper novel because there's something special with that one and but then I was like oh so I don't know it's like and even she did this one project and it's like there are some things that I wanted to do for bookmarks for my for my customers and everything and also for Etsy when I finally get more of the projects ready on there including I have I think two reading bingo cards or whatever but there are like some of the bookmarks and some of the other items that I really want to create and do but I kept wondering like okay am I doing this right and how do I do this and I need to save up and do that or whatever and season 2 oh my gosh it's like I think in 2 or 3 episodes, there are certain. Now I have the hiccups, but now being able to put the pieces together, I think I finally figured out how I can create the bookmarks that I've been wanting to make, or at least one of the versions. There's another version that I want to make, but yeah, I'm gonna have to save up and stuff still and figure out the exact websites and ordering blah 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 whatever. But I am so excited. And then it's like not anything with the candles yet, but with the bookmarks. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. And I don't know, like it's a nice calming and casual type of show. and the people she gets to meet and introduce, and even the presence, and like the idea of going to a used store like Salvation Army or whatever, and buying a specific thing to, I don't know, it's like, well, I do know, but you have to watch it to see. But I don't know, it's like watching her is inspiration, because a lot of people, like my like, I've talked about Mr. No Heart so much, but he was a man who literally tried to tell me that you're not good enough, you can't do this, you can't do that, or if it benefits me, then you'll do it. If I want you to do it, I'll talk you into doing it. And I realized that right before the breakup, because after he refused to go to my mother's funeral, after he refused to go to the hospital to see me during my surgery, after he refused to visit me after my surgery at my own house and everything. And it's, but then when he wanted to start his own business, he begged, like, I paid for everything. It's like if he put like, I think you might have paid for the fertilizer. So I'll give him 1 to 5%. So I'll say like about 95% plus I paid for. And yeah, or like between 2,500 to $3,000, I am sure it cost. And this, none of this includes the gas money he owes me. But it's like all of my ideas and all the bit, like with my writing, it's like, and this is the part where I got to be so petty. And oh no, actually, I get to be so petty right now, because when I finished the rough draft and his oldest daughter read the first couple chapters, and she just kept saying how great it was, and I was so excited. And so I asked him, okay, can you read a little bit of it? Because I like, since you are my boyfriend, I would think you would want to read it. I'll only read it if you publish it. Right in my, like, this is about like before I couldn't walk anymore and before my surgery, whatever. So I'm at his house looking him straight in the face. This is what he tells me, with no compassion, no nothing. And he even said something about, well, my daughter probably said it was good just to put a smile on your face anyway. Wow. Wow. But it's really funny because all of the people that I've asked to read it said it was really good. And I mean, I know like maybe they were just being nice to or whatever, but and yeah, I'm going to do a whole episode of why my novel is not done yet, which if you've been listening, you kind of already know. It started as one novel, but well, now I have like 5 different series that I've started that I need to finish. But this one, I wrote the rough draft, but then over the years I kept, like, especially during COVID, I knew it wasn't done. I knew it wasn't perfect. And so I would go back in and revise and go over, and I'm like, no, okay, with the symmetry and the symbolism and the like foreshadowing and everything, let me work on this. And with my character, let me add this. And it then a couple years ago I was like, oh, I don't have one novel. I have 3 parts of 3 novels. So now it's a 3-parter. So now I'm going back and adding 2 more chapters to like the first part of it. So now the chapter 1 that I originated with is chapter 3. And now it has 2 new chapters. But then throughout it, I've added more chapters to it and a couple of new characters as well. And with the food, like, and that's why, like, sometimes when people say I read 30 books in 30 days, I can't, I never want to do that. I love the complex books. I want a book that's like a puzzle. Like, okay, Shakespeare, who, that's a, it's like, if I can get something where it's like even the Maya Angelou kind of level, or Sylvia Plath, or Langston Hughes, or like, but yeah, those kind of books where you gotta dig in, and that's what I love. And that's what I try to create. But I try to create it with disability representation and LGBTQ and diversity of race, colors, and everything like that. So, yes, I'm woke. If you didn't know that, you should have been starting off with episode one, where I tell you guys I am woke and I'm proud of it. Yeah, anyway, and so that's one reason why I created this channel, so that with my readers and people who don't, like, people can find out that they don't want to read my book through this channel. They can listen to me and they're like, oh, I would never relate to her. I would never understand her. I would never want to read. Like, because people have told me they would never read a book with a main character with a disability. That would make me so sad. Oh, I would just feel so much pity for them. Why would you feel pity for them? They're living their life, they're doing what they want to do. Why would you feel pity? It's like, unless the character asked you to feel pity, why would you feel pity? You know? Like, ta da, no, it's not an obligation. Stop, be quiet, whatever. But I like watching Meghan Markle. It's like, I feel like there's been times where it's like, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna write parts of my novel, and I enjoy listening to her show. Like, like, yeah, it's like I have it on in the background while I'm typing, because sometimes, like, seeing where she is and the projects and stuff, it's kind of inspiring, and also like her artsy, like, personality. It's like she's, even with her, like, the bees and everything, she started that off, I think she said, like 2 or 3 years ago. And then with her flower garden. And yes, a lot of us, like, we can't afford, like, we cannot afford all of the gardening and all the beautiful and amazing things she has. But I feel like little girls, like, especially younger black girls like myself, maybe watching that show, we can at least find one of those items to have a hobby. Or it's like with the moms and grandmas, if you're trying to keep the kids in the house, or especially in the winter time, or it's like if you're trying to keep them off the cell phones, some of these projects are amazing and cool, and they're great to have conversation, especially some of the cooking items. It's like, even like, you can like try vegetarian and vegan foods. That was one of the last episodes I saw, and it was so impressive and beautiful because you can learn about the culture as well. And so, I don't know, it's just, for years I was so embarrassed with being who I was, who I am and was, or whatever. And I think part of the reason I say who I was that everyone was telling me I was normal. I better be normal, and nothing's wrong with you. You're a liar and stuff. So, like, I was this very confused little girl. And then everyone was telling me you're trying to be white and all this. And then I'm like, my sister was brought up the same way I was. And if you hear the music, like, I'm the one playing like the Fugees and like Wyclef John, and it's like, I mean, I know he's in the Fugees, but it's like that they're some of my favorite artists. But it's, I don't know, it's just, oh well, because I mean, I do love, like, Lenny Kravitz. I auditioned for Pom Pom in high school with American Woman, and but then Lauren Hill, like, I don't know, it's like I love all different types of music. But don't be surprised if it's R&B and rap. But then at the same time, like, some K-pop, or especially Japanese rappers and performers, Snow the Product, oh, I love her. Oh my gosh, if I can ever interview her, oh my gosh, I would, like, I am such a fan. And especially with my cookbook and stuff, if I could get, like, people like interview people while cooking items from the cookbook and stuff. She would be one of my top people that I would love and adore to be able to just talk and chat with and everything. And but now I get to do that as myself. And men are going to call me an Oreo. I do not care. And it's even to the point where with investing, ladies, invest, save your money. And it's really crazy how many men tell me you're supposed to spend more money on your nails and hair and outfits. You're supposed to be spending your money to impress men or to for men to gaze their eyes on you. It's like you're not supposed to invest it. You're supposed to be making sure you look good enough for us. Do you know how many men have told me stupid mess like that? Do you know how many stupid men have said mess like that? But then at the same time, oh, I don't want a woman that wears makeup. I want a natural woman. I want this. I want that. Oh, it's like, I don't want a woman that looks like she's cost too much. Which one is it? I mean, at the same time, like, no, it's like, I'm not a, it's like, I am a frugal, bougie girl. Because, I mean, I look at the price first. I look for the sales. I compare, like, and I shop, like, behind seasons for the clearance racks and everything like that. I don't care. It's like I don't care if I'm in the fashion trend. I don't care. And but at the same time, I like quality items. I like things that's gonna last for years and stuff. So, but and at the same time, I'm gonna wear my eyeshadow and blush and stuff like that. I and sometimes eyelashes. Yeah, I'm bougie. I don't care. But it's like, so sometimes when men say, oh, well, you gotta spend enough money to look like, what? Skip you. Like, you don't even trim your beard right. You don't even match your shoes with your belt. It's like, you don't even, like, I'll stop there, but let's just say it's really funny how, it's funny how the men who say that they require women to look a certain way, but they look nowhere near the way that they demand a woman to look. And or these men require women to be younger, but then they didn't take care of themselves. So they're 40, they're 30 and 40, because yeah, there's 30-year-old men who are, I mean, they hit that bottle hard or other things or maybe powdered sugar. Yeah, I'll say powdered sugar. They hit that hard. And so they look older than me. And I'm like, dang, dang. So, but I don't know. It's just, I'll just, I'll end with this because, yeah, I know some people are like, okay, well, are you going to rate it? I'll rate. It's like, I would love to like rate her show and even like maybe next year once I have like the candles and other items ready for Etsy and my like I need to work on my website after I finish this novel finally. But it's like the different pieces of the puzzles that I've realized. I am so excited and I am thankful for her show because it's like for little Oreos like me who love being creative and at the same time we're always judged and told that we need to act a certain way. We need to see people like her, beautiful and amazing women like her, being herself and doing what she loves and being a creative. It's like because some people have told me that being a creative is trying to be a white girl. It's like trying to create and start a business as a white girl. I will say this, black girls, if you want to start your business, start your business. If you want to invest, invest. Be who you want to be because there is no definition to a black woman. There is none. Okay? Live your dreams. Do what you love. Okay? Okay. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman. I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.